Okay, ladies, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ranjit. I'm the president of Breast Cancer Welfare Association Malaysia. And today is the last session of our UNPAUSE, which is to do with learn, embrace, thrive with breast cancer and with our metastatic breast cancer friends. As I had mentioned, we all wear our exercise clothes today because we have two special speakers. The first special speaker is keeping fit, staying active, and it's all to do with moving. And he's going to teach us how to move. He says, let's move today. And he is Associate Professor Dr. Mohd Nahar Azmi, who is a sports physician from University Malaya Medical Center. We also have Miss Kang Ru, who is going to talk about eating and living well and better. Eating well and living better after breast cancer. And Miss Kang Ru is dietitian from Pantai Hospital Kuala Lumpur. Now, without further ado, without wasting time, I'm going to introduce and welcome Associate Professor Dr. Mohd Nahar Azmi. I hope you're all wearing your exercise clothes. You can have your video on while you are doing exercise. I want you to move along with Prof. Nahar. Prof. Nahar, welcome and start.
Okay, thank you very much, Ranjit, and thank you, BCWA, for inviting me today to have a short session for this afternoon. Again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good afternoon to everyone. I hope everyone in a good health and always stay safe. Okay, I've been given a task. I know some of you not at home driving and so on, but doesn't matter. The idea is to convey a message. We need to move, okay? Recently on 26 November 2020, WHO just released a new updated guideline for everybody to keep on moving, because you know sitting is now the new normal, especially during this pandemic. And they would like to encourage everybody to, for those that have not into regular physical activity exercise, to start at least to move, okay, and cut down your sedentary time. So basically we would like to encourage everybody to move. So to start with, we will start a movement. Choose a very easy light music so you can join together. I will incorporate a cardio activity, a resistant activity, a balance, and then later on stretching to the end. So just to give idea what you can do while at home. If you can see, I'm in my small office. I created that way so to tell everyone that you can do exercise at anywhere, any place, but you have to make sure it is safe for you to perform the activity. Okay, again, whatever it is, follow your own pace. If you can't follow my pace, it's okay. Just enjoy and move. Do as much as you can, and again, listen to your body. All right. Now I will switch on the music, and hopefully everybody can get along, join with me. Come, I'll switch on the music first. Okay, is the music enough loud? You want to a bit louder? Just nice. Okay, good. March. Okay, ready. Now, and step. Just move. The song is not too fast. Okay, I just try to make sure that everybody can move. We just move first, take it easy, enjoy, relax. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, stay and march. Move forward and back. Okay, and clap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Okay, ho! Okay, 3, 2, 1, move and step. Ready? Okay, and watch. And 1, 2, 3, 4, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. Watch my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, and heel touch, and swing. Lagi, some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, and march on the spot. Keep on moving. Okay, are you okay? Move. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, come on, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Again, watch out. Your hand up just now. Okay, down, up, down. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up. Okay, heel, swing. Okay, are you okay? Come on. All right. And 3, you want to do step touch, yeah? To your right. Now, step touch. Side to side movement. 1 step. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Pace yourself, you can follow. Okay, 2 step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Smaller step. If you think it's too fast, walk smaller step. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, step touch. Now here. Swing. Okay, we just warm up. This is so-called cardio session or aerobic type of exercise. You can do anywhere, okay? At your room, inside your room, outside corridor, or anywhere. Okay, move, march forward. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Come on. 2 more. Okay, 1 more. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, your hand reach out. Up and down. 4, 3, 2. Move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and march. Okay. Now, we completed our first session. Basically, just want to explain to you. Let me stop first. Just to let everybody knows, this is what warm up. Before you start any form of activity or any exercise, even though you go for brisk walking, I would encourage you to start warm up first and do a bit of stretching. Okay, and this is we try to prevent any form of injuries before you start increase your intensity level. All right. So just now, what I've done, I'll choose a very light music because I'm not sure the so-called people that I'm communicating with, because I cannot see everybody. So I need to choose a suitable song which everybody can follow. I know some of you will feel that the song is a bit too slow, or maybe some will think a bit too fast. But whatever it is, what I'm trying to convey is follow your own pace. Okay, follow your own pace and listen to your body how much you can do. Right, this is an example of cardio. So cardio, you can do aerobics, you can do Zumba, you can do walking, all right? You can do swimming, cycling. That's what we call aerobic type of exercise or cardio type exercise. So there are 4 types that you need to incorporate your activity while you are doing exercise throughout the whole week. So the recommendation, 150 minutes per week, at least moderate intensity. So the one that I've shown you just now is moderate type of activity. Now, the next song. So I'm introducing what we call interval session using Tabata music. So I will add on I will add on a component of strength and cardio. Okay, again, listen to your body, how much you can do. If I can increase a little bit, you can use a chair. Alright? Okay, we wait for the next song, yeah? Alright. Okay, hold on, let me start again. Okay.
Get ready.
So what I want to show, we do sit and stand. If you have chair, use chair. If you can do squat, you do squat. But pace yourself, don't do too fast. We start with sitting first. Get ready. 2, 1. Okay. Up and down. In the meantime, lift up your hand while you sit. Okay. And down. Pace yourself. Up and down. Again. Up and down. And up and down. Okay. Recovery. So 20 seconds of exercise and 10 seconds of activity, resting. Okay. Again, we do one more time. You have bottle, you can use your bottle. If you don't have, it's okay. Empty hand also can. But if you have bottle or dumbbell, so it will add up some resistance to your body and some intensity while you do your exercise.
Rest. Cycle 2 complete.
Okay, 10-minute recovery. So Tabata time, you have 8 cycle. Okay, one more. Again, stand and lift while sit down. Again, so we are do 2 in 1. A little bit of cardio and strength. Strength exercise for your knee and then your shoulder.
3, 2,
Up
1. Rest.
And
Cycle 3
down.
complete.
Okay, one more cycle for this activity. The next one I will show you something else. So this is the last one.
And work.
Okay, again, stand and sit. Stand. Okay, don't forget to breathe, yeah? Don't forget to breathe. Okay, slowly pace yourself. You don't have to go too fast. Listen to your body. I just want to encourage you to move.
1. Rest.
Okay.
Cycle 4 complete.
Now we've done that. We change. Okay.
Prepare.
Now
and
walk on the spot. Walk or run or jog, up to you. Okay. The first song, this second song, we will focus more on cardio and a little bit of resistance, body weight resistance. You can walk, you can jog.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Cycle 5
Recover.
complete.
So again, 20-second activity and 10-second recovery. Right?
Prepare and
Again. Okay. Running on the spot or walk. Brisk walking on the spot. Pace yourself. If you think that it's a bit too slow walking, you can jog. Okay, but be careful. Because you are not wearing any footwear at home. So just be careful, yeah?
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Okay.
Cycle 6.
Now cycle 6, we have 2 more cycle. Okay, recover but 10 seconds before the next one.
Prepare and work.
Okay, again. Walk. Are you okay? Huh. Enjoy your movement. Don't worry if you can't follow exactly. Okay? Pace yourself. If you want to jog, you can jog. You just jog.
1.
Okay?
Rest. Cycle 7.
Okay, one more cycle. Okay, just a short break, about 10 seconds before we go to the next, last one.
Prepare
Okay,
and work.
now some more. You can jog, you can walk. Okay, good. Don't forget to breathe, yeah? Don't forget to breathe. Keep on breathing.
3,
2, 1.
Rest.
Okay.
5. Complete.
I will change to the next
For 1
song.
minute.
Okay, we'll change to the next song. Now we're going to focus more on the strengthening part of your leg. Okay, for those you know you have osteoarthritis of the knee, these are the type of the what we call that body weight exercise that you can do at any time while watching TV or while at home you do your house, what do you call that, working from home, okay? So you just need a chair. Okay, I will make it a bit slanting so you can see, all right? Okay, while waiting, the next song, we can start sitting on the chair. Right, what I want to do, just now we did sit to stand. That also part of strengthening exercise for your knee. Go. Now on the chair, I want you to extend, hold, and then let it go down, yeah? Okay? Right. We focus one leg at a time. Okay, I hope you can see. Okay, we start with right leg first. Okay, ready? Right. Make sure maintain your posture, yeah? If you think you need to put some support behind, you put some support behind.
3,
2, 1. Okay. Straight and bend. While straight, you point inwards your toes. Yeah? Down. Again. 3. Down. 4.
3, 2,
Down.
1.
Okay.
Cycle 1 complete.
Okay. Just completed cycle 1. We're going to do the left leg. Just now we do right leg.
Prepare and work.
Okay. Up. Down. Okay. 2. Right. Adjust yourself, yeah. If you feel need to move a bit forward, you go a bit forward. Make sure you stabilize yourself. 4.
3, 2,
Down.
1.
Okay.
Rest.
We will do 2
Cycle
each.
2
Then the
complete.
fifth cycle we do something else. Right. So in the meantime, get ready your bottle later on. Okay, right leg extend. Straight your leg, point in and down. Okay, again. 2. Down. 3. Down. 4.
2,
Release.
1.
Okay.
Rest.
It
Cycle
looks
3
simple.
complete.
It looks simple, but it's actually, if you do it regularly, you can see the effectiveness of the
Prepare
exercise. Okay,
and
left leg
work.
straight and bend again. Straight your leg, point in your toes. Okay, again, make sure maintain your posture, good posture. That's why if you feel you need to put a pillow or something behind, you put a pillow to support your back, yeah?
2,
Especially those that
1.
have a bit of back
Rest.
discomfort.
Cycle
Okay,
4
now,
complete.
bring in your bottle again. We do upper body.
Prepare and work.
Okay, don't worry, we'll do this 4 times. Bring in, out, shoulder press, center, in, center again, and shoulder press. Do it slowly, not too fast.
3, 2,
Okay.
1. Rest.
Up.
Cycle
Okay,
5
rest. We'll do
complete.
this 4 times. So you just completed 1. We have another 3 cycle. Don't worry.
Prepare
Okay.
and
Again.
work.
In. Out. Shoulder press. Level. Shoulder level. And back in. Again out. Up. And center again. In.
3, 2,
Okay.
1.
Up.
Rest. Cycle
And
6
down.
complete.
Okay, rest first. Another 2 cycle. Okay, you can do this, okay, at home.
Prepare
Right.
and work.
Again, in, center, and press up. Again, center, shoulder level, yeah. Okay. This is where when some of you complain, oh, I have a chicken wing. So this is one of the exercises that you can try to cut down your chicken wing.
1. Rest.
Okay.
Cycle 7
Rest
complete.
first, one more time. Are you okay? Yeah. Okay, again.
Work.
In. Again, center and press up. Center again. Back in. Okay. If you can't do 4 times, you can do 2 or 3 times. Follow your own pace. If you think this is too slow, you can do a bit faster, but not too fast.
Tabata 6.
Uh,
Complete.
okay.
Recover for 1 minute.
Right, we have completed. So you can see that's different for each segment for these 2 Tabata sessions. Okay, now the last one. We'll do something like, we'll do a bit of stretching. I just want to show everybody the 4 components. I will include balance later on, yeah, towards the end. Then I will explain a little bit what is the importance of this so-called type of exercise. Okay, we wait for the next song to start. All right. Okay, it's a bit slow. Basically, we are recovering. Okay, I will add on a balance. So make sure if you have your chair, just get ready your chair on your side. So if let's say you want to, it's a bit unstable, then you can hold your chair. All right. Okay, we wait for the next song. Yeah. The reason why I would like to teach you the balance exercise is basically you want to improve your balance and strengthen your ankle at the same time, because as you know, once we aging, our balance of the risk of fall is very high. Yeah. Okay, slow down. 1, 2, slowly. Okay, this is supposed to be our cooling down session. Although it's a bit too slow, don't worry. Don't exactly follow the tempo, right? Okay, good. If you can follow the tempo, good. Okay, now inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, we open up and reach out, out, out. Okay, 2. Lagi. Okay, slowly. Just focus on your trunk. Maintain your foot. Don't move so much. I want to focus on your... Okay, now. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lean forward a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, point your toes, right toes in front, point. At the same time, lift up your hand and down. Okay, up and then heel up, down. Point your toes up. One more. 4, 3. Okay, now we do balance. If you can lift up, doesn't matter. If let's say not too high, it's okay. If you can't hold too long, doesn't matter. It's okay. Again, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4, 3, 2. Okay, same thing on your left. Point. 1, 2, and point first your toes and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and point up. Heel, stretch. At the same time, you are do stretching your calf, yeah, and Achilles. And down. Okay, now again, lift up, balance. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you can hold. If you can't, it's okay. Then need to improve. At any time, you can do this again later. 5, 6. Okay, down. Tap, front, tap. Okay, reach out. And reach out. We want to do stretching. I will turn sideways so you can see the calf, Achilles, and hamstring stretch. Ready? And bring your left leg in front and stretch. Stretch. Hold. Okay. This is part you can stretch your Achilles, calf, and hamstring. 3, 2, 1. Okay, change other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. Get ready. Okay, one more. And 4, 3, 2. Okay, and side. 1, 2, 3. Down. Reach down as much as possible. Tak boleh, tak apa, don't worry. Okay, change other side. Okay, if you feel you need to open up a bit, okay, go down. Okay, up and stretch your hand. Okay, the other hand go down and pull. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, and change. Okay, you can do this at home at any time. Stretching you can do at any time, yeah. When you feel your body a bit stiff, okay. These basically are all the basic stretching exercise. Okay, inhale, exhale, shoulder, up, down, again, up. Okay, just continue, even though the songs are already finished. I want to show your shoulder. This is shrug, up and down, and then pull in forward. You can feel your neck stretch. And open up your chest. Again, pull your shoulder towards inward so you can feel your neck stretch and out. Okay, now we stretch the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Okay, basically during this maybe less than 20 minutes, just want to emphasize on you need to have all component of exercise when you do your exercise routine. If you are, when you do your Zumba, your aerobic, I'm sure your instructor will include all this in. Okay, so if you can do at home at any time when you after your housework or your you work from home, all those things, all the desk work that you need to complete it. But okay, again, the recommendation, the current recommendation by WHO in conjunction with guideline, physical activity and sedentary behavior, we need to cut down the sedentary time, sitting time. More than 10 hours sitting per day, the risk of, they said it was written, risk of death. So it's a bit harsh, yeah. But of course, in the end of the day, it's reflected to cardiovascular risk. So, every hours try to break down your sedentary time, your sitting time. Do a little bit of stretching, just what I've give some ideas to everybody. Or you can just walk from your sitting place to maybe your washroom, to your to kitchen to get a sips or 2 sips of water, and then do some stretching and just walking on the spot for about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, I know this is a bit short. Okay, the other thing just now, you need to add on your strengthening exercise. This was emphasized by the guideline because all this while people only do one thing, and that one thing is the cardio type of activity, which is like I've mentioned earlier, your walking, your dancing, your running, your cycling, your swimming, line dancing, or all those are cardio type of exercise, are aerobic type of exercise, only one type, but a different activity. So you need to add on your cardio type of exercise, you need to add on your resistance exercise, balance just now, just simple balance, standing one leg with open eyes. If you can able to maintain standing one leg for 30 seconds 5 times in a row, and then do it maybe twice a day, then you need to upgrade to standing one leg with close your eyes. So it will improve your ankle strength. At the same time, it also will improve your balance. So the risk of fall, as I mentioned earlier, is much higher all those more than 60 years old. We try as much as possible to cut down that risk. Of course, if the accidents you can't avoid it, that is a different story. But at least all those simple, unstable and easy to fall down, at least we can try to reduce. Okay, right. I think that's all. I know it's a bit too short, but hopefully it gives some idea what you can do. There's a lot of exercises, stretching, strengthening, but just now what I've shown is the upper body and a little bit of lower body. Lower body, your leg, basically the sit to stand, okay, the leg extension just now, and then your shoulder with the bottle. Those are simple things that you have at home that you can do at any time. All right, hopefully we'll meet again with a longer session, yeah, Ranjit. A workshop of some kind so everybody can have a little bit more of understanding what you can do, even though you are at home, but you still can keep active. Thank you so much.
So Prof. Nahar, thank you very much. We want to ask you some questions.
Right.
And also to get some advice in certain areas. So one of the questions is that when you said resistance exercise, it's something to do with weight.
Yep.
So besides carrying a dumbbell or the bottle of water, what about your own body weight?
Yes. Okay. Of course, if you can recall, I did show you sit to stand exercise. Yeah. So when we talk about resistance or weight session or weight training, there are two types. Basically, your own body weight and also an added weight, added resistance. You can use water bottle, you can use dumbbell, or even you can use a resistance band. I have everything in my room. So this is an example of resistance or weight so-called session. Or if you go to the gym, you can use all the gym equipment. So, okay, now, you also can do modified. For example, for those that with knee pain, sometimes it's difficult for you to do some of the body weight exercise. For example, squatting. Some with knee pain they can't do, so you need to modify. If let's say just now I teach you sit to stand, you can use the chair. You add a little bit of height, yeah, make it slightly higher, so easier for you. So for example, I sit at the edge of this table, so it's a little bit high. So when you can see the difference. When I sit on the chair, basically the angle is about 90 degrees. Yeah. So when you get up, you can feel that the pressure or the stress is on your knee. But when you sit slightly higher, you can feel that it's only focusing more on your quads muscle. So this is actually the important muscle that you need to improve. Okay, when you have knee pain, whatever pain at any part of your body tends to avoid putting so much loads or stress so much on that leg. For example, when you have right knee pain, I'm sure most of you unrealized, and when you walk, your body will tend to move or shift it towards on your left without you realize it, until somebody tell you, hey, how come you're walking like that? Okay, and then you know, by the time after a month, after 2 months, you will feel when you see doctor, the doctor say, hey, your right thigh muscle has shrunk, basically because your body tried to avoid putting so much load or so-called work on that leg that complaining. You know, that's why you need to improve the muscle strength. That's why some people, they cannot squat down, or even some, for the Muslim, when they pray, they cannot, when they go down, they cannot get up, or when they bend the knee, because you know why? When your muscle is not strong, the quads muscle not strong, the kneecap will tight close to your thigh bone. So it's very difficult for you to bend or even to extend, and then at times you can hear a clicking sound. So the clicking sound, basically because part of the muscles has become weak. So we need to strengthen the muscle. So the option is, if you remember just now, leg extend and bend, that's one option, okay? Or you can just lie down on the floor and raise up your leg about 45 degree, 30 to 45 or 60 degree, and hold about 10 seconds. If you can hold for 10 seconds, you can hold for between 3 seconds at least, and then you repeat that again 3 to 5 repetition. Okay, it's up how much you can do. So that's another two example. The other example is you do sit to stand, but you're modified. All right, you modified sitting at the higher. If you have chairs, you put cushion to make it slightly higher. If you can get up from the chair easier without any knee pain or knee feel stress on your knee, then that is the good height for you. Even at any point of time when you watching or you want to sit on this type of chair, so you just add up that cushion, then you can do this as part of your training. So stand and sit. So you can feel the focus is more on this muscle. All right, so that will be the basic things. There are quite a number of exercises about knees, but I think just focus on these three first. So if you can do these three, then if you have time somewhere, okay, then we can add some more, or maybe can have a session on how to improve at home without going to the gym, doing strengthening exercise of your leg or any part of the body.
Prof, I have a question for you and a request. Is it possible for us sometime in January we have a 1 hour session with you?
Every week?
Do you want a 1 hour session? So he can also show the movements. And
maybe if you, I'm okay, but of course at the same time I will explain why you need to do this. The reason behind it is more on what we call that evidence-based, okay, not just simply do the exercises, the reason why and how you can modify. Maybe we focus more on maybe knee or back later on, so you have that so-called target, otherwise it's a bit too much. So 1 hour is, even to explain about knee, is still short, but at least we will focus more on the so-called basic. We start with basic, with your own body weights, and then we can add on add on a bit of how to use the strengthening exercise with your ankle weight or with the resistant band. Okay, those are the things that you can do at home without, buying any expensive equipment. You can get this much cheaper at Lazada. I'm not sure whether it can last longer, but it doesn't matter. So it won't cost you a lot. That's something you can do at home. Yeah, I'm okay. So answer your question, yes, I'm okay. Just you need to let me know when, that's all.
Okay, we can discuss that. We have a question that says, what exercise can help recover from hand and finger pain in the morning? I think there's some kind of arthritic pain.
Yes, it's arthritic. Okay, of course, the most important thing, you need to get the proper diagnosis about this, yeah? Because osteoarthritis, or even though it's osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, you need to still move all the joints. Basically, in general, joint arthritis, you need to move your joint, yeah? For example, like the knee, but of course your hand, same thing, you have that hand stiffness. So, of course, we need to get the proper diagnosis. What is actually all about is better, whether it's osteo or whether it's rheumato, connective tissue condition. But anyhow, the exercises will be the same, stiff, you need to warm your hand before you start any form of activity. You can maybe just do some, okay, of course you can do cardio. You just walk on the spot just to increase your heart rate and then increase your body temperature while your body try to get a bit warmer. Then easy for you to do any form of movement. Or if cannot, then easy way to soak in warm water. Okay, and if you have like a rubber ball, all right, that would be the simple what do you call that, exercise. You just need to squeeze at any point of time. The important thing is we need to strengthen the small muscle, because most of us always neglected small muscle. These are part of small muscle. toes are also small muscles, so we seldom strengthen. How to strengthen them, that is one of it. You can use a rubber ball, or if you have what we call that small device that you can press, yeah, like a grip, also you can do that. Or if you don't want to spend so much, you can use a towel. Hold on, let me get. So you can use towel. To make it easier, yeah, after you soak in your hand in a bowl of warm water, so while you are trying to dry out your hand, hold the towel and then grip. So at the same time you are drying your hand, you are squeezing the towel softly, yeah, not too hard. So you are exercising your small muscle, and also you improve the range of motion of your small joint. So this will be effective because you're improving your range of motion, and at the same time you're strengthening the small joint. Same thing to your toes. So you put this towel on the floor, and after you soak your foot on inside a bucket of warm water, and then while you're trying to dry out your foot, and then you pick up the towel. So at the same time you are trying to improve the toes range of motion, and also at the same time you strengthen the small muscles of the toe. And the other thing is, when you planted your foot on top of the towel, you can turn side to side. At the same time, you are stretching and strengthening your ankle muscle. Okay? So, yeah, so it's actually a lot of things, but that would be the most basic that you can do, because people most of the time take it for granted, small muscle, and then after some time, how come I've got, and then you start to have the crooked finger. So because basically of course wear and tear of the joint, but at the same time because weakness of the small muscle.
Prof, one more question. Is it good to crack our knuckles? Sometimes people crack.
Good question. Okay, but it's something like you are rubbing the cartilage. There's a friction in between. Joint, every joint, small joint or big joint, they have cartilage. So of course, some people they get used to it because after you cracking it, you feel lega or something like that. But you have to remember, you are giving a rubbing of friction of the cartilage between the joint, between two bones, which is actually, as you know, it will promote further wear and tear. And then it may cause inflammation also when it causes a bit of uneasiness or pain at times.
So it's advisable not to do it, because you're going to make the wear and tear faster, and it's going to cause damage as well at the joint area in the long run.
Yeah, it's not immediately. Yeah, that's why when you strengthen the muscle, it's all because of your small joint muscles is not strengthened. So you feel the joint in between joint a bit so close and pressing each other. So you want to make it release from that so-called tightness, pressing between the joints. So when you have stronger small muscle, so it will preserve, like other part of the body, when you have a stronger muscle, it will preserve the joint space, and then you will feel comfortable and allow the range of motion, movement of the joint at any part of the body much easier.
Thank you, Prof. You have taught us several things today. One is keep moving, which is good for you. I think this is very interesting. We learn from children. Children move a lot. If they're given the freedom to move, children are running around a lot. Two is to use whatever you have in the house. You don't have to buy special equipment to do exercise. So every exercise is so economical, and that's what we learned from you today. And number three that we learned from you is that there are different types of exercises to actually systematically make our body function in a more effective way, and to prevent further injury as we are getting older in life. and also reduce the risk of falls as well. And I think that reducing the risk of falls is one of the most important parts of our life as we get older.
Yep.
And Prof, number 4 is that we are going to book you for various sessions. Maybe we go part by part and then we can work on it next year. We'll do a series and we'll do it, give it some interval time for us to do that.
Right. Okay.
And let me explain to you, Prof, we have about 95 people who have actually signed in and they are in this session listening to you and following you. So it is a very successful session. We have so many people in the group. We also now want everybody to put on your video so that Prof can see you. Also for everybody to thank Prof for taking his precious time off on a Saturday afternoon to speak to us, to help us to thrive, to learn and to thrive and to embrace living with breast cancer along with our friends who have metastatic breast cancer. And this session is supported by Pfizer Malaysia. Thank you to Pfizer Malaysia for inviting, for ensuring that we have this session. So here we have, you can see several of them, Prof.
Wow.
Can everybody say thank you to Prof Nahar by clapping our hands?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hopefully
Thank
you have
you.
gained something, even though it's only 20 minutes.
Assoc.
We will see you soon, Prof.
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We have the next speaker now, Miss Kang Ru. Miss Pang is a dietitian. She is from Pantai Hospital Kuala Lumpur. She has very kindly agreed to speak about eating well and living better after breast cancer. Miss Pang, over to you. Can you please go ahead?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Can you listen to me? I share my screen.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Okay, so thank you very much to BCWA for inviting me again to talk on nutrition. So today I'm given this topic, eating well and living better after this breast cancer. So I believe actually along the journey, most of you have actually received a lot of advices, so what you can eat, what you cannot eat, whether it's from the mouth of families, friends, colleagues, or even online reading. There's a lot of advices, suggestions, and you may feel confused when you listen to all these advices. So today I'm just going to share with you what are the actually most important lifestyle recommendations after surviving from breast cancer. So first one is, of course, to try your best to achieve and maintain a healthy body weight. And secondly is to make gradual changes to what you eat, what we call healthy eating. And also, just now Prof has mentioned, we try to be more physical active. So firstly, to maintain and achieve a healthy body weight, how do we actually determine the body weight status? The most easiest one, first one is the BMI. Okay, so just now mentioned about BMI, body mass index, all right? So to measure body mass index BMI, we actually need your weight and then we need your height. So for example, if you're 74 kg with the height, so divided by height in meters squared, then you will get the number. Right, so for BMI, actually, we have categories for it. So we try our best to maintain the BMI within the normal range. So 18.5 to 22.9 is the normal range for BMI. So if you find yourself actually falls under underweight category, which is BMI less than 18.5, is actually not healthy. Maybe some of you has been, losing so much weight, significant amount of weight during treatment. So if you find yourself actually reduce too much weight, which is actually not so good. Why? Because actually underweight can also mean undernutrition. So your body is actually not getting enough nutrients from food to support the body function. So what's more concerned is that if you're underweight with low body muscles, can actually weaken your body immune system and also increase risk of other diseases such as infections now. So if you actually have a hard time trying to increase your weight or muscles back to the normal, I think you should talk to your doctors or see whether dietitian, nutritionist can help you to bring back your weight. And of course, if let's say you find your BMI falls under this overweight and obese category, which is 23 and above, then you might need to do something because we has found that research has actually found that overweight and obese can increase risk of developing some types of cancer, and breast cancer is actually one of it. So studies found that if let's say your body fat is high, the visceral fat tissue especially can actually promote the cancer cells uh, by producing substances like inflammatory cytokines and hormones like leptin, insulin, estrogen, and elevated levels of all these substances can actually increase the risk of cancer. So it's important to maintain your body weight, your body fat and muscles within the normal range. So how do we actually measure the body fat and muscles? Because if let's say body weight is easy, you just need a weighing scale so that you can see your weight, you can measure your weight. But if let's say to measure body fat and muscles, you can see on the screen there is this machine. Of course, there are more other machines out there. This is only one of it that's available in our hospitals. So this machine can actually help you to measure your body fat or your body muscles. You just need to stand on it, stand on it for probably 5-10 seconds, and then 3 minutes, for example, 2-3 minutes, then you're able to get the results. So what's interesting about this machine is that actually they can help you to measure your body fat mass, your body percentage, and also the visceral fat. Actually, this visceral fat is what we call the fat around the internal organ. So if you were to see body fat and muscles, it's recommended to maintain your body fat for male less than 25% of body fat percentage, and for female should be less than 32%. Let's say any number more than that is categorized as obese, or we say central obesity. Also a rounder body shape. So while for visceral fat, or we say the fat around the internal organ, it's actually recommended to keep below 10. So of course, there are also another measurement to measure. If let's say you don't have access to any of the machine, you can always measure your waist circumference. Also for male should be less than 90 cm, and for female should be less than 80 cm. Any number more than that actually is what we call central obesity. And it's actually correlated with the intra-abdominal fat, also will increase the risk of other health problems. So usually how we measure the waist circumference is actually not your pen size, you see. It's actually 2 finger up your belly button. And we measure from there. So yeah, in fact, I think when treatment ends, in fact, a lot of eating problems actually goes away. Maybe during treatment, you might have this problem of altered taste, loss of appetite. So maybe after treatment, you no longer feel altered taste, you no longer have nausea, vomiting, so appetite also improves. So I think this is the time for us to make gradual changes to the way you eat, so that you're able to maintain a healthy weight and healthy body composition, right? So if you're saying this healthy eating, or how we change our eating pattern, we try to eat healthily. So how do we eat? Yeah, anyhow, we actually need to understand that actually healthy eating, what's so-called healthy eating, the purpose is actually um, to keep our body healthy, to support our body function. I say healthy eating itself maybe cannot keep the cancer from coming back, but it helps to regain strength, help us to regain strength, rebuild the tissues, and also improve how we feel after the treatment ends. So what is actually healthy eating? As I mentioned, it's actually important to consume adequate amount of nutrients from a variety of food in order to support the body function. So the three basic principles of healthy eating is actually balance, moderate, and also variety. Get a balanced diet with a moderate, correct amount of food and get a variety of choices of food from different food groups. So how do we actually practice this? The most easiest way is to follow my healthy plate method. Okay, I think this is actually quite common now. So you just need to get a 10-inch plate. So it's actually get a 10-inch plate. Okay, so you just need to put it into three compartments. Get your rice. Okay, and then half of the plate should be the vegetables, a quarter should be the grains, a quarter should be the proteins, all right? And then not to forget to complete your plate with a serving of fruits. So it's what we call suku sparrow lah. So we can actually use this plate to get a balanced diet, all right? So half of the so in order to get the grains, the amount of grains should be the size of a fist. All right, so this is the amount of the noodles, rice, and oatmeal. For example, oatmeal is also carbohydrates. So we need to get amount and variety of carbohydrates, or we say different kinds of cereals, grains, and also tubers, so that we can get a different nutrients from variety of food. Okay, so and remember to get your grains from whole grains. Okay, so instead of eating white rice, it's always advised to go for brown rice, which is high in fiber. And also instead of white bread, you go for wholemeal bread and also whole grain biscuits, pastas, and also whole grain cereals. All right, okay. So multi-grain porridge is also a choice of whole grains. And of course, oats, oats idli, oatmeal, and oat muffin, for example. Okay, so what is actually so special about these whole grains is that if we compare whole grains and refined grains, we can see actually both of them contain this endosperm, which contains the carbohydrates and protein. But whole grains at the same time also contain this bran and germ, which are usually being removed from this in this refined grain through this milling process. So that's why we say whole grains is actually better, because they contain this bran, which is the fiber layer of these whole grains, and also germ, which is actually a nutrient-packed core with the vitamins and also phytochemicals, which is very healthy for our body. All right. Yeah. So next, move on to proteins. Okay. For protein, should be the size of a woman palm. Okay. So what are actually proteins? So proteins is actually like, for example, fish, poultry, and meat. So it should be a palm size. This is for one meal. For example, for lunch or dinner, or for lunch, need to have a palm size of chicken or fish. So healthy protein choices. The American Heart Association actually recommends to have fish at least about 2 times per week. So for example, healthy choices of fish like fatty fish are, for example, kembung, salmon, sardine, and also fresh tuna fish. Why? Because actually for fish, it's not only a good source of protein, but also at the same time, they are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are actually very good for our heart. And of course, when you choose for chicken, it's always better to go for chicken breast, which is lowest in fat. Try to remove the skin and also any fat. When you opt for meat, then it's better to go for meat with less marbling. All right, and we try to limit the intake of red meat and also processed meat. Okay, because recent studies have suggested that intake of red meat and processed meat may possibly increase the risk of breast cancer. Okay, so what is actually red meat? Red meat usually refers to unprocessed mammalian muscles meat, for example, beef, pork, mutton, or horse meat. So it's advisable to limit your cooked red meat intake to 500 grams or less per week, which is also equivalent to about 2 servings of red meat per week. Yeah, 2 servings. So 1 serving is about a palm size. All right. Okay. So processed meat, yes. Processed meat is actually meat that has been transformed through curing, smoking, salting, or fermentation, or the process to improve preservation or enhance the flavor. These are the examples of processed meat. For example, I think the one that we quite frequently consume as a nugget when you go for fast food, nugget, sausages, burger meat, for example. So why we say this red meat and processed meat are not so advisable because of the content of the heme iron. And this heme iron actually tend to stimulate our body to form a compound, what we call the N-nitrosol, can actually, which is actually what we call carcinogenic, can increase the risk of breast cancer. And also sausages, sometimes we tend to have a kind of high temperature cooking when we cook sausages, such as cooking over the flames or grilling. This can actually increase the exposure to what we call carcinogenic compounds like the heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic carbohydrates. Those are actually what we call carcinogens that may also increase the risk of cancer. So that's why anyhow we try to limit the intake of red meat and also processed meat whenever possible. If red meat, then we try to limit to about 2 servings per week, which is about a palm size each time. So other than animal protein, we can also opt for plant protein food sources. For example, soy and soy products, and also legumes, for example. Soy and soy products is actually a very good source of proteins, just like animal proteins. Okay, they contains complete proteins, uh, which can get beneficial, just the same benefits of animal proteins. Lentils, beans, and peas, like for example, you get your dal or black beans, chickpeas, red beans, for example, and whole grains, of course. Actually, a lot of people didn't know that quinoa and buckwheat, they are also a very good source of proteins, although they are whole grains, but they also contain complete proteins. Nuts and seeds, yes, they are also a very good source of proteins. Usually, plant proteins will be lesser in fat. If, let's say, you are trying hard to reduce your weight to back to normal range, so this kind of plant proteins actually is a very good choice. So what about vegetarian diet or vegan diet? Maybe some of you has been advised to start practicing vegetarian diet or vegan diet to, prevent recurrence of cancer. But the truth is, current available evidence actually supports a diet consists of mostly food from plant sources, but at the same time, you can have a small amount of chicken, fish, and egg, which is what we call white meat rather than red meat, and also a low fat dairy products together. And at the same time, limit the intake of red meat and also processed meat. Oh. So actually, if we were to see this kind of diet, why it's healthy is because they are actually high in fiber. Fiber you can get from the vegetables and fruits and also whole grains. They are also high in vitamins and minerals and a lot of phytochemicals. Phytochemicals actually act as those antioxidants where it can help to um, prevent the damage by the oxidative stress lah. Oxidative stress by the free radicals. The free radicals can be anywhere from the food we drink, from the food we eat, water we drink, the air we breathe contains free radicals, and we know these free radicals can actually cause oxidative damage to our body cells. So these phytochemicals from fruits and vegetables act as antioxidants, very good for the body. And at the same time, this kind of diet actually they are low in calories and saturated fat. Okay?
Miss Pang, can I interrupt for a minute?
Yes.
Can you go back to the previous slide?
Yes. This one?
No, the previous one. Yes, this one. So here you have a picture of the chicken, fish, and egg. And this actually, from what we have experienced with women after breast cancer, many of them totally avoid red meat, and many of them do end up with a lot of problems, like, for example, low hemoglobin count and stuff like that. So I was wondering if you have a picture like this, whether you can still have a picture of red meat, small amount, because most Malaysian women don't really eat much red meat anyway to start with. Processed meat, yes, I think that's where you need to put a sort of like a cross on the processed meat, or even reduce. You did very well by saying limit an intake of red meat and processed meat. Maybe they can be shown in small amounts here, because many of the women who after breast cancer are so frightened of red meat, they
I
don't
see.
eat it, and they get very low hemoglobin count. During chemo, they are pale. They have to go for booster injections because they're either gone totally vegetarian,
Correct.
or they're eating only fish all the time. They're not even eating chicken because they're so scared that the chicken is
Yeah.
got a lot of fats. So I think most of the time we are always advising the women, please eat your red meat. You, after all, cannot eat that much of red meat anyway in your normal diet. You don't have to do that. So I do believe that a picture of red meat needs to be incorporated. This is a very good picture, and to add the red meat would be really great.
Yeah, totally agree with you, because actually you see, when the red meat, because that's why I didn't write actually avoid red meat. You see, you just need to actually get the correct amount of red meat, which is about 2 servings per week, less than about 500 gram per week. Actually, for those who has experienced low hemoglobin count, I thank you for mentioning about this. I do suggest my patient who has low hemoglobin count to go for red meat. Yeah, so no need to actually totally avoid red meat, because even studies actually shows there's possible effect, but it's not a very strong evidence to support it. For processed meat, yes, it can actually increase, but for red meat, it's still acceptable to go for about 2 servings per week. You know, if let's say you have this low hemoglobin level, it's totally fine to go for some servings of red meats in a week, just to boost up your hemoglobin level, right?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Miss Fang. And I
Yes.
still strongly advise put a picture of red meat there, because
Yeah, correct.
the red meat,
Yes.
they need to know that most of the time when we say limit intake, they end up not
And
taking it.
I'm not taking it at all, right? Right. Yeah. Thank you for pointing out this. Yeah. Need to add in back to that. Yeah. All right. So back to plant protein. Yes. So for those who actually wanted to, go for totally plant protein, maybe because of your religion, you see that you need to practice and you wanted to practice vegetarian diet, I suggest to go for a variety of plant protein food sources. All right. So for example, if let's say breakfast, when you have your proteins from soy milk and also the nuts and seeds, and lunchtime you need to opt for different kind of proteins, like for example whole multi-grain rice, where you have this buckwheat and quinoas in it, and also stir fry tofu. And then dinner time you can have some other legumes, other kind of beans, to serve with your salad. Or so different kinds of plant protein will provide us with different nutrients. And of course, because plant protein is not like animal proteins have the complete protein. So when you have a variety of plant protein, will help you to achieve the complete proteins, which is very beneficial from to our bodies. And of course, if let's say you are actually vegetarian and you find that you have this low hemoglobin level, to in order to boost up your iron intake or iron absorption, when you have your plant protein, try to have it with something or some food which is high in vitamin C. For example, guava, oranges can help to actually increase the absorption of iron. Okay, and of course, uh, milk, or we say food high in calcium, then it somehow can help to interrupt the absorption of iron. So it's best to consume it 2 hours gap for any food high in calcium and food high in iron. Just some tips for you. All right. And move on to the amount of vegetables. So the vegetables intake should be two handful, half of the plate. So yeah, this is the amount. 2 servings of vegetables per meal is actually advisable. And of course, not to forget fruits. So fruits, we can have about 2 servings of fruits to 3 servings of fruits per day. So 1 serving of fruits is like, for example, an orange, papaya, 1 slice of papaya, a watermelon, 1 slice, mango, half, grapes, about 8 pieces. All right. And then if let's say durian, our favorite food, durian, 2 medium is about 1 serving. So if let's say we can have about 2 servings of fruits, then meaning you can have about 4 medium durian seeds per day. If not, banana, 1 medium banana, 1 slice of honeydew. For example, this is what we call 1 serving of fruits. Okay, so what we are targeting for fruits and vegetables is to have at least 3 servings of vegetables per day and 2 servings of fruits every day. So you can see this is a combination. So usually 1 cup, or what we say, this 1 bowl of this small cup of leafy vegetables is actually what we call 1 serving. This is before cook. Like let's say after cook will be about half cup of vegetables is actually 1 serving. All right. Yep, so this is your healthy plate, the portion. Okay, so what about fat? Maybe some of you heard about low fat diet. So especially for those who are actually overweight or obese, a low fat diet can actually be very beneficial to help you to achieve weight loss. So studies have actually found eating a low fat diet can actually help to reduce the risk of dying from breast cancer and also help to um, improve breast cancer survival by reducing the risk of recurrence. Anyhow, although a low fat diet is beneficial, but you still need to remember that some fat is healthy. Why? Because actually, dietary fat is also very important to help us absorb vitamin A, D, E, and K, which is what we call the fat soluble vitamins. And dietary fat in our body can also help to keep our body warm. So we need to get the correct types of fats. You see, fats we have 2 types. Okay, easy to say that way. Healthy fats are what we call the unsaturated fat. Unhealthy fats are what we call the saturated fat and trans fat. All right. So food sources of unsaturated fats are, for example, deep sea fish, vegetables, cooking oils, nuts and seeds, and also avocado. All right, so these are actually good sources of fats, good sources of unsaturated fats, and it somehow can be very healthy or beneficial to our body uh, function, especially for heart. Deep sea fish is high in omega-3. And if let's say you are actually um, low or underweight, you can actually consume this kind of fat to help you to increase your body weight. So what are the fat, types of fats that we might want to limit the intake is the saturated fats. Okay, limit saturated fats intake is, for example, like animal fats, coconut milk like santan, and also processed meat and any of full cream dairy products. Okay, like for example, ice creams, butter. So try to limit the amount now. And of course, trans fat. Trans fat is where you can get from hard margarine, instant processed food. Usually they are being fried. Okay, instant processed food, baked goods. Usually they will use the shortenings and a lot of butters also. So they are actually high in trans fat. Commercially deep fried food. Okay, they are also being fried, and usually the oil that being fried is what we call those commercial oil. Commercial oil is actually commercially produced to fry this kind of fast food, I would say. So they are usually high in trans fat. So trans fat and saturated fat, when we consume in a large amount, is actually not good or not healthy, especially for our cardiovascular health, our heart health, what we call. All right, so it's good to actually limit the total fat intake to about 6 to 8 teaspoons per day. So this includes the amount of oil that you use when you do the cooking. Okay, right. So we can always opt for less fat cooking methods. For example, steaming, roasting, boiling, sauteing. Okay, and also low-fat condiments, for example, vinegar, olive oil, plain yogurt, and also lemon juice. So this can actually help to enhance the flavor of the food, but not adding too much of the fat. Of course, herbs and spices can also help to boost the flavors of the food without adding more fat into the food. Okay, so how about alcohol intake? So at any time, we try to say no to alcohol because that evidence has shown that alcohol intake can increase the risk of 6 types of cancers, and breast cancer is one of it. Okay, so it's always suggest or advise, if possible, try not to drink any alcohol. But if you do drink, because of maybe social activities, so you think that you need to have alcohol drinks, then try to limit to 1 drink a day for women. For men, will be about 2 drinks per day. So how is 1 drink look like? So it's like, if let's say you do drink beer, 1 can of beer is one drink. Let's say you do enjoy wine, there will be about 5 ounces is 1 drink. All right. Okay. So healthy eating, I believe actually to practice healthy eating, there are actually a lot of barriers and also challenges along the way, especially with now with the pandemic also. I believe that with this pandemic, actually a lot of us staying at home for a longer time, and you also find yourself cooking more than before, right? Yeah. So when we cook, how can we prepare a simple yet nutritious meal? Actually, we can always try to look up healthy recipes from reliable sources online. For example, not just for example, actually the Nutrition Society of Malaysia actually have come up with this buku masakan pilihan pakar pemakanan. So this is actually a recipe books created by the nutritionists. Yeah, so yeah, actually quite a few recipes, healthy recipes, and it's not only healthy, but they're also very delicious. And also there are quite a few dietitians out there who are actually very actively in sharing healthy recipes to the public in their social media. So like for this, for example, this Georgian cooking, you can actually find this uh, Facebook page, and this Indra Balaratnam dietitian. She also shares healthy recipes. Okay, so you can actually try to always go through their social media Facebook page to get um, ideas from them to get to prepare your meal. And of course, um, you can also try to go for those simple recipes with less ingredients needed. If let's say you're so busy with your work after long day, after long hours of working, so you have not much time to actually prepare your ingredients to cooking for cooking. You can actually opt for those simple recipes with less ingredients, but at the same time can be actually very healthy and delicious. Okay, and of course, if let's say you are alone, or you just need to cook for very few people, like probably about only 2 of you, you just need to cook for 2 people, then one pot meals can also be very nutritious and healthy at the same time. For example, some chicken rice, this tomato rice, pumpkin rice. So they can be actually very easy to cook. Just need to put everything inside your rice cooker and then they will cook for you, right? And yeah, so in order to cut short the meal preparation time, you can also try to plan and prepare your ingredients needed for cooking in advance. So for example, maybe during your weekdays, during your weekend or off day, you can actually pre-cut your vegetables and then keep them in separate plastics or containers so that every time when you need to cook, just need to bring it out from your fridge and then just cook it. So all this kind of preparation can actually cut short your cooking time. After work, you see, you just need to take out the ingredients and then cook. You can also marinate your chicken first and then put it in a different container and keep it in the fridge lah. But do remember to defrost it in your fridge, in your what we call refrigerator compartment, not the freezer compartment, the refrigerator compartment, about 2 hours before cooking. Okay, and ensure proper storage of the ingredients. Okay, keep your vegetables properly in different container and then arrange it properly in your refrigerator lah. Okay, and then try to stock up healthy food items at home. For example, if let's say for healthy snacks, you can always go for vegetables, vegetable stick, carrot stick, for example, cucumber, capsicum, all these can be a healthy snack. Nuts and seeds, yes. Whole grains crackers and also fruit. Okay, fruits can be also a very good healthy snack to snack along the day. All right, so actually it's good to actually have all these healthy food items to store at your home rather than all these sweetened food and beverages or all these snacks lah. Oh, because actually these kind of sweetened food and beverages and all these fast food, they are actually calorie dense, but they are not so much of nutrient dense. So it's like not so recommended to take it in frequent. Of course, once in a while, if let's say you want to enjoy it, it's not a problem, you see, but it's not something that should be kept in home. And then because when you kept in home and you keep this food at home, then you will when you see that you sure want to munch on it, right? So it's best to go to keep healthy options or healthy food options at home lah. Okay, so if let's say you do happen to eat out or order for food delivery, try to look for healthy menu items. Okay, try to get enough vegetables even though when you're cooking when you're eating out, go for low fat cooking dishes and try to avoid oily and high fat dishes like for example deep fried food, so like butter sauce, like for example. Okay, so when you order for food, suggest to look at the menu description first, see what is actually inside this food, how is the cooking method, and if you're eating outside, you can always ask the server for more information about how the food is prepared. And if let's say you do have some Western or some food with the dressing, see whether you can have that on the side, rather than, serve together. And of course, when you order for food, we try to avoid adding any extra orders on the menu offered. Okay. And if let's say you are eating out, so these are some of the examples for you, some healthy eateries that you can opt for. Stuffy and health is like, for example, those eateries where they serve healthy wraps and salad balls. Simple like more vegetarian kind of restaurant. Mama Kim is like, for example, healthy hot pot lah. And poke bowls outlet, yes. So I think this is also getting more and more common nowadays. Actually, they have quite a few besides the fish ball, curry, So all these they actually serve poke bowls And of course, the most common or available eateries is of course the mixed rice. Actually, with mixed rice shop, you can also get healthy choices. You just need to portion out your food properly. Try to follow the healthy plate method. Quarter, quarter, half. Suku, suku, separuh. Get half of your plate veggie. A quarter will be the rice. Another quarter will be the proteins. Okay. Try not to take too much of the gravies. Try not to take too much of this oily or deep fried food. Okay. Some healthy food deliveries. I think nowadays also sometimes quite hard to actually eat outside now. So here are also some examples for you if you do want to go for food delivery. Go clean Homi or curry and rice, for example. All right. So um, the last slide I want to share with you actually it's fine to actually go for some treats some days. If let's say lunch you already have nasi lemak asam ayam sambal, plan your meal. If let's say you have lunch, you have something which is not so healthy, then probably dinner you can have some whole wheat chicken wrap, which is less fatty, less oily, but at the same time it's actually healthy. Yeah, so before I end my sharing, some take home message for you. There's actually no single food or what we call diet that can actually prevent or cause breast cancer. And it's actually totally fine to occasionally enjoy some of your not so healthy food. Just try to get it in a smaller portion, or if let's say the portion is big, split it out and then share with your loved ones. Diet rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, fish, poultry, and a small amount of red meat and low-fat dairy products can actually has been linked to lower risk of breast cancer, while limit your intake of refined sugars, processed food, and also alcohol. Okay, so of course, for dietary supplements, there no dietary supplements have been shown to clearly help lower the risk of breast cancer progressing or coming back. Usually, these supplements prescribed is to correct for deficiency. All right, so for that, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Pang, for this very informative session. Actually, I'm sure most of the listeners have found it very, very interesting. If we can see you so that you can answer some of the questions. Ms. Pang, there are a few questions in the chat box for you. One question is will soya increase estrogen level?
All right. I think soy is still quite some of us is still actually hesitating whether we can take soy, yeah. But just to remember, actually, soy intake, the amount of estrogen, or what we call this phytoestrogen inside the soy, is so minimal that can actually affect our human body estrogen. So it's like a drop into the sea, so little that can actually affect our body, human body estrogen. So research has also been a lot of studies has also have been studied on this soy, and then we found out that actually soy protein doesn't actually affect the breast cancer risk when we take in a moderate amount. So moderate amount is like, for example, 1 to 2 serving a day. So one serving of soy products is like, for example, uh, 1 piece of tempeh or 3/4 piece of this tofu or 1 glass of soybean. So it's actually totally fine to have soy. No need to worry.
So coming back to soya, so what you're saying is that the benefit of soya is very good for people to.
Yes.
So whether you can tell us a little bit about the benefit of soya so people can get to know that they don't need to avoid soya.
So you see, soya is actually a very good source of proteins. Uh, and it's actually soft. Okay, it's soft and it's very source, good source of protein. They also contain unsaturated fat. Although the amount is not so significant, but they actually contain these unsaturated fatty acids, which is also very good for our heart health. Yeah, so actually no need to totally avoid soy. Soy, they also contain this very good source of protein for us, for as part of the healthy eating um, pattern. Right.
Okay, we have another question now. 1 year after I had cancer, she did not take red meat for 1 year since she had her cancer, but still her breast cancer recurrence happened 1 year later.
Right. So as I mentioned in my slides, actually healthy eating, as you said, you have totally go for healthy eating without red meat. You see, it's not that healthy eating can stop the cancer from coming back, but more important of healthy eating can help you to feel better. You know, when you get more fruits, vegetables, actually some of my patients, when they get more fruits and vegetables, they feel fresher. Yeah, so that's why we actually say you don't need to totally omit any kind of food, but try to go for a moderate amount of everything, you see. So you feel better, you enjoy your food, and then I think that's the whole purpose of healthy eating together with a healthy lifestyles, and the quality of life should be there, because you see a lot of things can actually affect how we eat, how we feel, and of course we cannot say that because you doesn't eat red meat or you eat red meat that the cancer coming back. I believe there are a lot of factors behind that can actually, you know, go to this kind of things can happen. So I think for me the most important thing is to eat things, practice healthy diet, healthy lifestyles. You know, you feel better. That's the most important thing. Mm.
So, Miss Pang, I think this is an issue of understanding the difference between risk and the cause. That
Yes.
this may be a risk factor which may not happen or may happen, but when it comes to a cause, like for example in diabetes, if you take too much of sweet food, you and high
Like,
dense carbohydrates, then you are at risk of
yeah.
your sugar level going up. So it's more of a risk than really. I mean, in this case for red meat, it is more of or rather,
Risk.
it is more of a risk issue, not really a cause. That if you eat meat, it is going to come back, or if you don't
Correct.
eat meat, it will not come back. But there's a risk issue, which is it is more of a percentage issue rather than
Correct.
fully
Yes.
coming back or not. Okay. Then we have another question. Can we drink fresh cow's milk at least once a week?
Shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. So as I mentioned that actually it's better to go for low fat meal if let's say you do find yourself, have the issue of putting on too much, trying to, cut down of the fat intake to help you to somehow reduce your weight, then you better to opt for low fat dairy products. But let's say once in a week you want to go for fresh milk, shouldn't be a problem. It's totally fine. Mm.
What about coconut oil? Is it good to use it for cooking?
Mm. You see, coconut oil is actually um, what we call also a type of vegetable oil. Yeah. So the amount of coconut oil is the thing. You can actually have that during cooking to cook. Actually, not a problem, but the amount we need to be a bit more careful, which is like about every time when you cook, you can have about 2 teaspoon, 3 teaspoon. Then shouldn't be a problem because quite some of my patients they do take coconut oil as in drinking the coconut oil because they found out coconut oil is actually good, saying that that's good for metabolism and all those. So sometimes when you drink like that, can be the amount can be quite significant because it's a type of fat anyhow. So it's the amount that's the problem, that's the issue. So you just need to get a moderate amount. So every time when you cook, about 2 to 3 teaspoons into your cooking, actually it's fine. Shouldn't be a problem.
So you must be coming across a lot of such issues, Ms. Pang, especially when patients are told that this is something is good for them and they take too much of it.
Correct.
Becomes an unbalanced diet for them.
Yes. So for example, if let's say we say that brown rice is good, multi-grain rice is good, or what we call guava is good, because I always encourage my patients to get, if you do can chew, guava is very good source of fiber, very good source of vitamin C. But if let's say you end up eating too much, so it can also become an unbalanced diet and causing other diseases. Yeah. So everything in moderation is the key.
And the other thing is that it's become a fashion to take brown rice because of the issue of what now it's like a fashion. You know, it's a trend. Everybody trying to go for brown rice, and some of these items can be rather expensive compared to our traditional food that we've been eating. The question here is that people are used to eating white rice for a long, long time, and then suddenly they have to eat brown rice. And if on your plate you have bran rice, or rather what you call as brown rice, which has a more fiber in it and bran in it, and then you have vegetables, and somebody is vegetarian, the person is overtaking the vegetables, would it be possible that the person might be going to toilet a bit more often than the normal once a day? Because we know of some vegetarians who go to toilet 2 or 3 times a day uh, to have a bowel movement because
Right.
of the
Mhm.
diet.
Yes, because actually when we increase the fiber intake, sure, the bowel, they actually provide the bulk to the stool. So you add on to the stool, so you tend to go toilet more frequent. So if it does, affect you, you see that's something that probably we need to increase your fiber intake slowly lah. No need to suddenly increase the fiber intake. This is one thing. Thank you for pointing it out, because some of my patients, when we say that very good, and then they suddenly take a lot of fiber, and then they started to have this indigestion problem, bloatedness lah, and then they feel very gassy, windy, because actually fiber is something our human body take more time to digest, you see. So when it take longer time to digest, it stay in the stomach for a longer time. So some people actually find it quite hard, especially elderly. They find it hard to actually digest this fiber. So that's what caused the gassiness of that. So how to actually input fiber into our daily diet, introduce it bit by bit, so try to get, if let's say last time you do not have a large amount of veggie intake, you can actually have that slowly first. Probably start with a half cup and then slowly increase to 1 cup. So fiber does contribute to the bulk of the stool, so no need to be too worried. But if let's say you do find yourself, going to toilet too frequent, and then the stool is very watery, then probably it's time for you to reduce your fiber intake. If not, then usually shouldn't be a problem. 2 to 3 times of bowel open in a day with the normal texture of stool, not the watery one, the soft stool, then it's actually fine.
The other question is it okay to take white rice? I mean, is it an issue about white rice? Because majority of our population actually eats white rice.
Yeah.
Whether it's the normal population or people who've had a disease like breast cancer in the past, and whatever you find outside in any ordinary shops where they provide you with food is white rice. So and is it an issue? Because many patients are afraid to go back to white rice, thinking that if they take brown rice, they will not be getting a recurrence of breast cancer.
I see. Um, Actually, back to just now, as you said, the risk and the cost thingy. So, Yeah, actually, it doesn't mean that if you take back white rice, then you will actually, breast cancer will reoccur. So, actually, it's fine to actually have white rice. So it's just that whenever possible, if let's say you do have brown rice available, then you can actually go for brown rice. You see, but if let's say you are eating out, having dinner or lunch with your friends, so it's fine to go for white rice. We know that brown rice is better, but actually it's fine to have white rice but taking the moderation, not too much, that you see. So sometimes it's just not available. It's actually okay to go for white rice, but with the condition you have your veggie and proteins with you. It's better to go for rice, get some carbohydrate sources rather than not eating at all, you see. So for me, actually, it's fine to actually go for a moderate amount of rice, which is about your feast size, and then get a balanced diet, get your veggie, and then get your amount of protein. So the balanced diet is actually the key.
What do you think about organic products?
Organic products, yeah. You see, I think quite a lot of my patients also ask about this question before. So actually, if you were to compare organic and non-organic food lah, um, in terms of the nutrients, there are not much difference, to be honest. So it doesn't mean that it's organic food, so it's more nutrition. No, if we were to compare, you see, organic biscuits or organic kind of foods, the counter the nutrients is not much difference. Probably only in terms of the pesticides or the amount of the um some chemicals in it. But still, if let's say before you eat, you cook your food or you wash your food properly, wash your vegetables, wash your fruits properly, and cook the vegetables until it's fully cooked, then usually shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, so it's that um, whether you find it which one is more comfortable with you. Because I do know some of you is just more comfortable with organic food. Then if let's say you have the financial support and then you find it more comfortable to go for organic food, it's fine. You can go for organic food as a choice. But if let's say you don't have so much support and then um, non-organic food is still fine with the correct food handling, clean your food, cook your food properly, then it's fine.
So the difference between organic food and food that is not organic is actually the price.
Price and yeah, and also probably on the
I mean,
pesticides,
like what
herbicides, pesticides, all those.
yeah, but chemists have told us that all you need to do is soak your vegetables or your fruits for 2 minutes and it should be all right after that, and you can cook it and have it. All right.
Yeah.
So we are on the same page. We are agreeable that you can eat the ordinary food. The whole population is eating ordinary food. You don't have to empty your pockets on organic food and starve the rest of your life. And organic products in Malaysia are not, and we don't have any guarantee that it is organic. And also the second thing is about organic food is that it is also limited. It's not, you don't get a full range. Yeah. Is kimchi good? That's $1 million question. For your taste, though.
It's fine as a part of healthy eating, as you're not eating only kimchi, then it's a part of the healthy plate, healthy
Yeah.
pattern. It's fine. It's fine. Not
So if it
unaware.
is 5% of your plate can have kimchi.
I do enjoy kimchi.
Right. Okay. So one of the things, Miss Pang, is that very tasty food is the one we should limit, and the not so tasty food is the one we are being encouraged to eat.
I think this is more on the
Chocolates
preference lah.
chocolates and ice creams are so tasty. Everyone likes them, you know.
Right. Yeah. So still go back to the nutrients that is inside the food, because some food which is not so healthy, um yeah, mostly healthy food is not so tasty, but when you get used to it, actually it's fine. You need to see the benefits of it when you're taking it. Yeah.
So it's a matter of developing the taste for. Okay,
Yes.
we have one more. We have another question for hormone positive cancer. Is it okay to take chicken and egg, or is it better to choose kampong chicken?
Oh, not worry, not a worry. Can take. No need to actually go for kampong chicken also. I because sometimes I'm not so understand what's really the difference between the kampong chicken and the you know normal chicken. If you're saying whether it's because of the injection of the hormones or because of the antibiotic injection, just for information, actually now it's not currently now actually due to the regulation, the chicken are no more injected with hormones. So you don't need to worry that because of chicken injected with hormones, so you don't want to take the normal chicken. So no more injection have been done on the chicken, hormone injection. Yeah. So why? But why people? You may ask why is the chicken getting bigger and bigger? It's because of the natural cross breeding, how they actually um, feed the chicken with the more nutritious feed, and then the environment of the chicken, it's the place where the chicken being rare, the environment is getting more conducive. So actually it's because so the chicken get enough nutrients so they bigger. So other than that, like injection of the antibiotics also not a problem, not a worry, because actually every chicken they actually need to go for a period of withdrawal period. If let's say the chicken is actually injected with antibiotics, the antibiotics um, because of probably the chicken is sick, so they actually inject antibiotics to prevent the sickness, to treat the sickness, and then before it's being slaughtered, they need to go over a period of withdrawal period so that the antibiotics in the chicken is totally being removed, and then they will slaughter the chicken. So it's actually fine to actually go for normal chicken. Yeah, so even you are positive, ER positive or PR positive, actually it's fine to get moderate amount of chicken, shouldn't be a problem.
Miss Pang, I cannot imagine that a farm that has 500,000 chickens that go out of the farm like in bulk of 10,000 per day. I can't imagine each chicken being injected. It will take a few years to inject 500,000 chickens, actually.
Exactly.
So there is no such thing. And for those of you who are listening, I don't see any farm trying to inject each chicken. Basically, they're given a feed that helps them to grow faster. It's a bit like a plant nowadays. Fruits and vegetables come in larger sizes. Human beings come in larger sizes. So do animals come in larger sizes. And the other difference is between a kampong person and a city person.
Urban city
Kampong
person.
person has more space to run around. The city person is sitting around too much.
Exactly.
It's the same thing between chicken kampong and city chicken. Okay, we have Molly who is asking, can we drink wheat grass daily?
Wheatgrass. Can you explain more on this? Wheatgrass.
I too need a more explanation on what this wheatgrass. I think they make a juice out of it and then they drink it. I mean, why don't you just eat the vegetables than to have something green in color going down your body?
Totally agree.
Just eat natural food. Leave the grass for the goats and the cows to eat. What do you think about antioxidant product can help to reduce recurrence? Can the antioxidant product help to reduce recurrence?
So you see, actually, antioxidant products, I suppose, if let's say you're talking about supplements, for me, dietitians, we always encourage to go for whole fruits. So whole food, like for example, fruits and vegetables, they are rich in phytochemicals, which are also antioxidants. So it's better to go for that kind of, whole foods to get the antioxidants that you need. So whether it can help to reduce the recurrent, actually, is for now there's no um, what we say a, a, a conclusive research done on it to say whether antioxidants itself can reduce the risk of recurrence. We always see research on um, whole food, fruits and vegetable intake or diet which is rich in fruits and vegetables can help to reduce the risk of recurrence. So if let's say I suppose if let's say it's in supplement, no, I don't I until now I didn't read or came across any research saying whether antioxidants can help to reduce the recurrence. Yes.
How about onion and garlic? Does it serve any purpose in our food? Well, I know that it makes my food tastier. Some of my friends don't want to eat them because, according to them, it does not give any nutrition, but they are not vegetarians.
In fact, onion and garlic, they are also what you call vegetables. So they do give us nutrients and it doesn't mean that it doesn't, no, it does give us the nutrients. Yeah. So like for example, onions is purple color, so it's actually rich in, and antioxidants and onions and garlic. So it does serve some purpose. It contains nutrients. It doesn't mean that it doesn't give any nutrients though.
Yeah, so it is nutritious and it's tasty as well. It creates a lot of enhancing the taste. We have JT saying that we need to encourage farmers to reduce and avoid pesticides. JT, my question to you would be, would you be willing to eat vegetables that have a lot of worms running around all over and some insects everywhere with holes in the vegetables? Because I know that from Cameron Highlands, the vegetables that come down to our cities to be sold, the vegetables have a lot of holes, and many people who go and buy vegetables don't want that. They want the ones that come from China that looks very beautiful and very healthy looking because they're all green. They've got not a single hole on them. They look very nice. So would you be willing to buy something that has got holes and worms and all types of pests running around or all over it? So that will be my question. But Ms. Pang, would you want to answer this question? We need to encourage farmers to reduce and avoid pesticides.
Ah, I totally agree with you. So yes. That's the thing. Because if let's say you were to avoid pesticides, I don't know whether they will create other things to actually, make the vegetables more good looking or what. So yeah, I'll leave that to the farmers.
Yeah. We have a very interesting question from interesting thing that shared with us. I do love plant gardening, and I plant my own vegetables with no pesticide. Before this, very organic vegetables, but still got cancer. I think Maria has given a very good explanation that you could still get cancer, you could still get a recurrence, because all these are issues to do with risk reducing rather than not causing the disease.
Correct.
There are too many factors that can be contributory to us getting breast cancer, and it's not particularly food. It could be anything else.
Yes, could be your healthy your lifestyles, the stress that you're getting from your life. Yeah, so there's so much factors outside that can actually affect. Mm.
Yeah, Ms. Pang, SY has a question. Food to eat for strong bones and to minimize the risk of osteoporosis. You need to be cautious when you're answering this question. This question is coming from women who are in their 50s and 60s. So they're asking about food to eat for strong bones and to minimize the risk of osteoporosis
Mm.
and
So
absorption issue as well.
yes. So actually for women 50 years and above, we do encourage the um calcium. Need to get enough quantity of calcium and also vitamin D. So we do have a higher requirement of calcium for women, which is 3 years and above, so which is about 1,200 milligram per day. So where we can get this calcium food, of course, dairy products. Okay, dairy products is a very good source of calcium, and of course, actually like soft bones, like from tuna, sardine, and all these soft bones. They are also very good source of proteins. Yogurt, right? They are also good source of calcium. Okay, so vitamin D is also very important now to help you to improve the absorption of calcium. So where we can get vitamin D, surprisingly, fatty fish, they are actually good sources of vitamin D, right? And of course, sunlight. Um, Morning sunlight can actually help give you vitamin D. The body can produce more vitamin D from exposure of sunlight, and of course some supplementation of vitamin D. Nowadays, actually getting more and more um, trending of checking your vitamin D in your blood. So if let's say you do find yourself having deficiency in vitamin D, actually it's actually good to go for some supplementation if let's say there is any deficiency. So that is very important to help you to absorb calcium better.
Thank you. And there is added on, she's the same one who talked about encouraging farmers to reduce and avoid pesticides. So she has a very interesting sharing here, which she says there's a new trend sourcing proteins from worms.
Oh, personally, I can't really accept it. Yeah, I think taste is the first thing. Like the look is the first thing. Sorry, look is the first thing.
Presentation of worms on a plate. Would you
Oh,
take that? No?
I cannot imagine.
You could mix it with noodles.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Interesting.
And as I understood, we are advised to eat healthy food to keep us fit and strong and to fight cancer. There is no such thing that if we eat this and did not eat that, we can avoid recurrence. And furthermore, we need to avoid other complications on our body, right? So she's talking about there could be other conditions we can get because we don't just have breast cancer, but we could get some other medical condition as well. So that's
Yes.
basically what she's talking about, to eat healthy and to keep us fit and strong to fight cancer. But there is no such thing that you could totally avoid a recurrence.
Correct.
And you also need to avoid other medical issues.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yeah, so there's any more question? And I also have this query. Does canned tuna and canned sardines serve the same purpose as fresh fish?
There are different. Canned tuna and sardines usually they need to, because of the preservation, to increase the shelf life, they actually put in more sodium, maybe even some sugar, so high salt, basically high salt. So um, usually canned tuna will be higher in salt, and it's actually not so healthy. Fresh fish, of course, will be a healthier choice with less preservatives at the same time. Yeah, so whenever possible, it's still encouraged to go for fresh fish rather than canned tuna or sardine.
Question. What do you call tuna in Bahasa?
Oh, interesting. uh, any idea? Anyone? I guess it's also tuna.
Does the market sell tuna?
I think it's ikan tongkol.
Ikan tongkol.
Yes.
Okay.
Ikan tongkol. Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right.
Term.
Ikan tongkol looks a bit ugly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the Malaysian version of tuna.
That's the one that is cooked in
The
nasi
nasi dagang.
dagang. It's so nice, so tasty. But it's
yeah.
cooked for a long time.
Yes.
Yes. Ikan tongkol is very tasty when it's eaten with nasi dagang. I should eat it on Monday. I should take that on Monday. We have someone asking, where can I get a copy of buku Masakan Pilihan Pakar Makanan, published by which publisher?
Nutrition Society of Malaysia. You can actually go to that website and then you can get from there.
Nutrition Society of Malaysia.
Yes,
Okay.
NSM. Yeah.
All right. We don't have any more questions. And we have really taken a lot of your time, Miss Pang. You have answered every question accidentally. And we still have many people still listening to this session. We would like everybody to put on your videos now so that we can all thank Miss Pang and we can all see every one of you. And it will be wonderful for her to know that so many people are still alert and listening and they have benefited. Do you all want to say something that whether you benefited or not?
Yes, benefited
Thank
a lot.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So can we clap for Miss Pang? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
the
so
sharing.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. I hope I answered your question. Have a good day.